Chag Sameach, Shabbat Shalom, and as Rabbi Blum would say, L'chaim, L'chaim. This week's Torah portion is Achrei Mot. It opens up with the death of Aaron's two sons, Nadav and Avihu, and it goes into some of the laws of the Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur, how he goes into the Holy of Holies and offers up an incense, how he casts lots over these two goats, the one is sacrificed and the one is sent to Azazel. And it concludes with some other laws, such as not eating blood and things like that. And the thing that I wanted to focus on for this week's Dvar Torah is more so on Pesach, but connects to this idea because, we'll get there. The idea that I've always recycled, these things that always come up during the time of Pesach, are lessons such as Lashon Hara, not speaking Lashon Hara or speaking positive about people, because Pesach is very much about speech. Pesach, an open or talking mouth, is what it's got in its name. And we also go into the Omer through Pesach, which is again Omer, speaking. So this idea of speech is always coming up during this time of year, as well as the idea of redemption, leaving our Egypt, so to speak. Every time Pesach comes around, we have to think about, the Jews were redeemed during this time, and we too are going to be redeemed during this time in some way. And so there's this idea of leaving your Mitzrayim, leaving your limitations. And as the Alter Rebbe even says, we need to leave our limitations every day. So this week even, I've been thinking about how to connect to Pesach in a different way. And one thing I came to was this idea of redemption and trying to figure out what it is. Because to me, redemption it's Mashiach coming, and we go and serve Hashem at the temple and we offer up korbanos and we learn Torah. And it feels like a paradise, but it also feels distant from me because it's not what I'm doing right now. I'm involved in Parnas, I'm involved in different things. And so I was trying to understand what is this idea of redemption to me right now. And thinking about Pesach, I was thinking about one of the main mitzvahs of the night is really to expound on the story of leaving Egypt at length. And we talk about it and we have to go into the details and we have to read about the story and, cite all the different rabbis and their opinions. And you go at length on this very pivotal moment in our history. And I realized that I think is one of the lessons I'm trying to understand in terms of redemption. That every now and then it's very important for a person to go back and think about these pivotal moments in their life. Because every person, at least most of the people I know, have been sculpted in some way by a very tough experience in their life. Life is not easy. It's in no ways, a nice flowing stream. It's sometimes raging waters. And every person has a tough experience in their life, something that has really rocked the boat. And for me and for Klal Yisrael, I think, it was Pesach. It was this idea this time where we had to leave Egypt. That was our biggest transitional moment, or one of the hardest at least. And I think that this is an idea that Pesach is trying to get at, where it's telling us, every now and then you need to go back and think about these big moments in your life and talk about them at length, really spill out your heart, have a heart-to-heart with someone, with your family, and get it all out there, really break it apart, because you'll realize that it brings you closer to those around you. And that's what Pesach does. As we're sitting there talking about this time where all the Jews were suffering, we're sitting there around the table and we come to realize, this is one of the best moments. Really just getting to sit here with my family and be around people that I love, or sometimes you're around random people, but you realize that you're all Jews and we all have this history and we're all unified in this one very tough moment that we all experience, whether or not we remember it, whether or not we feel we connect to it. But we all have tough moments in life. So I think, I'm trying not to, be a speaking mouth, Pesach, but I hope that we can all be blessed to experience Pesach on a new level, to think about these concepts of redemption, or how these moments in my life have sculpted me and brought me to where I am today. And hopefully that'll serve to reconnect me not only to those around me, but to Hashem as well, as I realize that He's guided me to where I am today. So Zrat Hashem, we shall all merit to have a very spiritual and very clear and very uplifting Pesach. and Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.